Welcome back to my channel. My name's Lisa Jane, and if you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and if you are returning, thank you as always for your continued support. Today's video is going to be quite a relaxed one, so as you can see, I'm just literally downstairs today in my lounge area, and I popped a post up on my community tab asking whether anybody or people would be interested in me going through what is on my Kindle. So that's, you know, the Kindle books that I've bought and also the Kindle Unlimited books I'm interested in reading at this moment in time, may I add, because these always change. It's terrible. I had some responses from yourselves and people were saying, yeah, they'd like to see what was on my Kindle. So that's what we're going to do today. I can't think how many is on there, so I'm just going to tot it up quickly and then I will come back to you with an answer. So there's actually a really nice round number currently on my Kindle, and that is 40 books. So today I'm going to go through each of these quite quickly. I may give you the synopsis of some, depending on whether I think they are less common, because obviously the more popular books, generally people know what these are about by now. Let's go through my Kindle library. I think how we'll do this is we are literally going to rapid fire through the 40 books, because I think if we don't, we will be here all day talking, you know, synopsises. If I think they're really not known, I might read the synopsis, but other than that, let's just fire through the 40 books on my Kindle. So the first one on here is The Academy by Ellen Hildebrand and Shelby Cunningham. I bought this book for 99p. It is an academy, as the title says, The Academy. It's an academy-based setting, and it just wasn't for me. I have read 144 pages of this book and did not like it. That was a DNF. Book number 2 is Light Wielder by Rachel Schneider. This is book number 2 in the, is it Fire and Metal series? So book number 1 was Metal Slinger, and I really enjoyed that. Plot twist at the end, as everybody talks about, and yeah, I can't wait to read book number 2 and see where we go in this one. Then I have, this is a newer book and it is on Kindle Unlimited, and it is Who Hears the Waters Call by Sophia St. Germain. Sophia St. Germain did the Compelling Fate saga, so A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly and all them books. I have only read A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly. I'm yet to read books 2 to 4. However, I really like her writing style, enjoying the fantasy story, and this is her new book, and it's book number 1 in the Zeal of the North series. So I think it's a fantasy again, but yeah, looking forward to this one once I've finished her other series. Then we have A Little Bit Bad by Cassandra Nayanesh. I bought this book because it just seemed intriguing to me. I've not seen a lot of people talk about it, but please do let me know if you have heard of it or you've read it. Obviously don't give me any spoilers, but I'm really intrigued by the storyline in this one. I then have books 1 and 2 on my Kindle of the Wolves of Ruin series, which is Diabound and Furybound. Diabound I've read already. I've got both of these books physically as well as on my Kindle. I just found that I love reading hardbacks now, actually. It's not a bad thing, but when I go to bed at night, it's nice sometimes to just have the Kindle, so that's why I bought them on there. But yeah, these are books set within a academy in the first book. Well, I don't know if it is an academy, but it's to do with the army, and yeah, absolutely loved the first book. But I have to say, Furybound, I am speeding through it, so that gets mixed reviews. For me, I'm thoroughly enjoying it up to now. Then we move on to another Kindle Unlimited book, and that is Ashley Poston, The Sunday Garden. This is her latest release. This is my first book by Ashley Poston, I don't know which way it is. I've not read anything by this author before, and yeah, I just wanted to give it a go. I am currently listening to this on BookBeat, so yeah, a few chapters in and liking it so far. We then move on to a book I bought literally, I think it was a week or so ago, and that is Carly Fortune's Every Summer After. This is her first book. I think it's been made into a film show. I wanted to give it a go. I've not read any Carly Fortune books, and I believe this is a good place to start. We then have Darling Daffodil's Farm. This is book 1 in a series, and I'm trying to think what the series is called, and it's escaped me completely. I will try and put the series here, but there is another book coming out in the autumn called Bonfire and Bliss Bookstore. I think they are not like following the same people, but they are interconnected, so I think we may see people from the Darling Daffodil's Farm in that second book. I don't know, I couldn't tell you for sure. It is worth checking that out if it's something you're interested in. It's just a small town romance set in different seasons. We then have Runebreaker, Kindle Unlimited. Don't know much about this one other than it is a dystopian, and yeah, I'm in my dystopian, sci-fi, fantasy, lit fic. I'm just loving all genres at the moment, so yeah, Runebreaker seems really good, and that is a new release out. I've then got on here 2 books which are sort of, they're different series, but they are connected if you want to read them like that, and that is Conform by Ariel Sullivan and Beneath by Ariel Sullivan. So I believe Conform came out first, so you'd read that, but Beneath is, like I say, a different series, but I think it is set within the same world. It's like a prequel to Conform. So yeah, I think people are reading it before Conform and reading it after, I don't know, but I think I will read it in publication order when I get round to it. But they are 2 different series. I also have The Compound by Eileen Rawle. This is like a mystery, I want to say, thriller. Like, I don't know if there's a bit of romance in there, but it's like a Love Island setting, and I think stuff starts to happen to the contestants on it. I don't know. Go and look it up if it is something you're interested in, but it really did sound like a book I would like. We then have The Glittering Edge by Alyssa Villan. This is a fantasy romance, and I think it's part of a series. I couldn't tell you what the series is called, but it is part of a series. But I'm looking forward to it. Don't really know much about it. I'm going to go in quite blind. We then have on here Salem's Fall by Rektok Ross. This is a Kindle Unlimited book. It could go really badly for me because I downloaded Liarland because I really like the look of it, and then I had a not great time with it. Even though I finished it, I probably should have DNF'd it at some point. I think I've said this many a time. This book looks really good. It looks gripping, and it has been put on here for a reason, which you will see in a later video. Also on here, I've got the Maple Falls book 1, which is the Cinnamon Spice Inn. I would like to start this series this year in the autumn, and it is a bit like the Love Light series where it takes place over the different seasons. So I'd love to start it this time. I wanted to start it last year, but it was just too much. So yeah, that is one I want to get round to in the September, October. I've got 2 other Kindle Unlimited books on here which are autumn themed. I'm not sure whether I'm going to get round to them, but I did like the look of them. One is called The Cinnamon Spellbook Bakery by Ella Cook, and the other one was for the cover alone, The Pumpkin Spice Spell by Erin Branscombe. I just love the cover of this book. Just look at it. It's like So cozy looking. It's like it's set early evening or, you know, night time with the lights on in the buildings behind. I just loved it. It just looked lovely. So yeah, I'd love to get round to this one. Whether I do is another thing though, with the amount I've got on my list. Another book on my Kindle is Theo of Golden. This is a fiction by Alan Levi. I've seen a lot of hype around this book, and you know, I just thought I'd like to give it a go. I have Dolly All the Time, which I bought for 99 pence in the Kindle deal. This is by Annabelle Monaghan. I have read 2 of her books now and really enjoyed them. Nora goes off script and same time next summer, and I'm hoping, like, I'm sure there is another one by her. I can't think what it's called, but I would like to go back and read that as well. But Dolly All the Time is one I'm really interested in. I've then got book number 2. It's Kindle Unlimited again, and this is book number 2 in the Siren Mage duology. The first book was called In the Veins of the Drowning, and this is by Kaylee Cassidy, and I have on my Kindle downloaded In the Wake of the Ruined. I loved book 1. It gave you all them gothic fantasy vibes. It was sirens. Yeah, loved it. Give that one a go if that's something you're interested in. I've also got downloaded, which I bought again for 99 pence, This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me by Iona Andrews. I hope that's how you say it. And this book just took my fancy because we are following this main protagonist who, I think she wakes up in her favourite book or favourite game, and it's a fantasy game and it's not finished, so she knows how the book or game's gone up to this point, but it's up to her to help the characters get to the end and save the day, if you like. So yeah, really intrigued by this one. I've got Into the Blue by Emma Brodie. I have recently tried to read this and had to put it down. Not because I didn't like it, although I would say I'm not as gripped with the beginning as other people seem to be. Some of us like certain books that others don't, and vice versa. I will be reading it, or I will be giving it another go, because I didn't read that much of it, but it just didn't hook me in. So I think I ended up putting it down for something else, for a vlog of some kind, and then yeah, I just haven't gone back to it. I've also got downloaded The Assassin's Way by J.M. Curl. This is I think it's like a fantasy romance. You know, we've got an assassin in there. It's just my kind of book. I think it felt very much like, I'm not going to say Throne of Glass because that's a big name to live up to, but obviously Throne of Glass is based around Selena, who's the assassin at the beginning, even though I've not read all of that, can I say as well, we're about halfway through. But yeah, it just gave me them type of vibes. So yeah, looking forward to that one. I also have downloaded on Kindle Unlimited West of Wicked, which is would imagine another take on The Wizard of Oz, or Oz, and that is by Nikki St. Crow. So looking forward to that one. I do have Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie downloaded. This one I do have a physical copy of now, because we've got a store called The Works near us, and you know, they sell books really cheaply, and I just had to pick it up because the cover was just lovely. I've also got another Kindle Unlimited downloaded, and that is Bitten by Jordan Stephanie Gray, and this is part of a series. Looks really good. And I think I have seen a YouTuber read it and really enjoy it. So looking forward to that one. I also have The Bright Years downloaded. You have seen my review on this by now. Absolutely loved The Bright Years. I would love a physical copy of this book at some point if I can get one. It was a 5-star read to me. It wasn't an easy read. It touched on some really tough topics, and I think you need to be really careful going into it and look up trigger warnings. But yeah, absolutely outstanding book by Sarah Damoff, and I would like to read The Burning Side at some point when I can get hold of it. The next book I've got on here, which I bought in the Kindle 99 pence sale, is Blood Over Bright Haven by M.L. Wang. This is a standalone dark academia I don't know if it's a fantasy, but I know it's dark academia and it's a standalone book. So I love that kind of, I love anything school, university, college, academy setting bases. I really like that kind of thing. That's just me. I also have downloaded, which I bought again in the 99p deals, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This will be my first book by Erin Morgenstern, and I am looking forward to it. I think it gets mixed reviews. However, I think from the synopsis that I've read, I can't really remember much if I'm being totally honest, but at the time when I read it, I was really intrigued and couldn't wait to give this one a go. I also have Soulfire, which is a Kindle Unlimited book, and this is part of a series, and this is by Samantha Nell, and I think this is based on Fae. Sign me up, anything with Fae, and I love it and eat it up. So yeah, and I haven't read a lot of Fae books recently, to be fair, so it's about time I got back into that fantasy world, which I loved when I first got into reading. The next couple of books, actually, they're on Kindle Unlimited, but I do own physical copies of them, and that is The Ballad of Fallen Dragons by Sarah A. Parker. This is book number 2 in the Moonfall series, and the first book was When the Moon Hatched. I really like that book. I know it's a very, you know, you loved it or you just couldn't get into it, but I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to read the second one. I don't think I'm going to do a reread because I think it would take me too much time, but I do want to look up a really good overview of the first book and make sure I know all the key points that I should know going into the second one. I think that's the best way forward for me. We also have Katie Rogan, Kissed by the Gods, and this is part of the Eternal Wars series. And this has been getting lots of hype and love on BookTube right now, and I own a physical copy as well. I have the last book on Kindle Unlimited of the Compelling Fate saga, because I've got books 1, 2 and 3 by Sophia St. Germain in physical books, but I'm still waiting for the paperback of book number 4 to come out, but I have got it on here if I get round to this sooner. And then I have Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, or Leigh Bardugo, not quite sure how you pronounce the name. And this is the first book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I bought Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom earlier, not realising that really to get the full effect and benefit of them books, you need to read the Shadow and Bone trilogy first. So that is what I'm going to do. If you've got any thoughts on this, by the way, please do let me know, because I'm all for listening to other people's perspectives as well. Another book I've got, and I bought this a long time ago, and I'll be honest, I'm not overly bothered by picking it up right now, and that is The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. This is the first book in a series. I don't know if it's a trilogy, but it's definitely a series. And yeah, it does seem like something I would enjoy. However, I've not got a lot of interest in picking that one up right now. So I think, yeah, if you really enjoyed it, please let me know, because it might convince me to give it a go. The next book is So I Met This Guy by Alexandra Potter. You know how much I rave over Alexandra recently on this channel. I do have the physical version of this book as well, but I'm really looking forward to it. And if you haven't read her Confessions of a 40-something fuck up, I highly recommend. It follows Nell, and I can't think of the other main character's name, but oh my god, I absolutely got so attached to them. And the relationship was just wonderful between them. I loved it with my whole heart. But Nell is one of the characters, but I can't remember the other one. But I really, really wish Alexandra would bring more books out with them, because, yeah, loved them. Another book I've got on here is Bloodbound by Ellis Hunter. And that just looks right up my alley. It is a fantasy romance. I think we've got, you know, deadly games in there, dual POV, witches, dragon riders. It's just got everything I love in a fantasy, so can't wait for that one. We are very nearly there. We have just got 2 more books to go through and then we are done. And that is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I haven't read anything by Ashley Poston before, and yeah, I just wanted to give it a go. I am currently reading The Sunday Garden, so, you know, I say I haven't read anything before. I am sort of, but I've literally just dipped my toe into that one. It's not like I've read lots of pages of it. I think I've read about 20 pages, so it's not really that much. But yeah, I would love to give more of her backlist a try. And then the last book on my Kindle is Daggermouth by H.M. Wolfe. This book did its round a few months ago, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a dystopian romance. You know, I think we have some fantasy elements in there. And yeah, people on here get me excited for books. So I listen to your reviews and what you're excited for, and that gets me excited. And some of these are the books that I've chosen because of people like yourself on here who create videos for me to watch. And yeah, so I hope I've give you some suggestions with my list of 40 Kindle books. As you know, my physical TBR is stacking up. We need to do some work with that. However, I'm not going to get myself in a tiz over it anymore. I've already said this. We, you know, went through my goals in a previous video, and I've just said that is not something that I'm, you know, continuing to worry about. I'll read books when I get to them. If I've bought them, I will get to them. And any that I'm not interested in, I'll just unhaul. So that's where we stand on that. But if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe if you haven't, because I know people are viewing this who are not subscribers, and I would love to have you in this little community that I've created. You know, I am trying my best. I want to bring you, you know, as much content that I think you'll enjoy as possible. And yeah, just thank you for being here as always. If you got to this point in the video, maybe put in a star emoji. And then, yeah, put in a star emoji in the comments if you got to this part in the video and you've listened to me ramble on about my 40 Kindle books. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.